a killer stretch of highway is finally going to get some safety improvements following numerous accidents on State Highway 1 south of Cambridge. This comes after a horror run of crashes, with 3 people dying within weeks of each other last month. It's an issue that we've challenged Michael Wood, the Transport Minister, on a number of times here on AM.
The work has been done to work out what we can do on this piece of road to make it safer in terms of median barriers, side barriers and the rest.
But you've still got 4 k's with no barrier.
If I can just finish the answer. When you actually go to put in this infrastructure, it does actually take some work to do.
So it looks like the work is going to be done. Waikato, we will speak later to a Waikato resident who's been affected, but right now we're going to David Spears, Waka Kotahi, Waikato Director of Regional Relationships. Morena, good morning.
Morena, good morning.
David, thank you for being with us this morning. Can you tell us what is going to be done and by when?
So we have, for about 5 years, been working really hard to improve the safety of this part of the network. In the next very short period of time, we will be doing some interim works, reducing the speed from 100 to 80 kilometres an hour, increasing the width of the median barrier on this piece of road so that people are further apart, looking to put signage in place and change the environment of the road so that people's behaviour changes and they travel a little bit more safely until we can do the longer term works, which are about putting physical barriers like physical median barriers in place, side barriers, turnaround bays and those sort of things that we know reduce deaths and serious injuries very significantly.
So at this point you're not going to be putting in any new median barriers, you're just going to widen the road between the 2 lanes, is that what you're saying?
For the last couple of years, we've been working on the stretch of road between Cambridge and Kerby, putting in median barriers. We've already installed 4 kilometres of median barriers at the southern end of this piece of road. At this northern end of the piece of the road, it's a much more complex environment. There are more houses, more driveways. It takes us longer to get that work in place while we still enable people to go about their daily lives. So in the interim, whilst we get that work done in the next couple of years, we're putting in these shorter term measures to try and minimise the risk people face when they travel down this piece of road.
Why are you only doing this now? As you said, you've known about this for at least 5 years. Many people have died on this stretch of road in the meantime. You're spending tens of millions of dollars, Waka Kotahi, on this Road to Zero advertisement campaign. Would this not be a low-hanging fruit road for you to get action on now?
We've got a very, very large transport network in New Zealand. We have work happening across the entire country. This is one of many sites where we're doing this work, and we have been working, as I say, for 5 years in this stretch of road to improve
David, can I ask you how many people have died on the road between you finding out it was a dangerous road and now?
It's been a dangerous road for quite a long time. In the last 5 years, we've had 6 deaths, 26 serious injuries, and then in addition, the recent 3.
So at what point? At what point does Waka Kotahi say, "Okay, this is bad enough that we are going to actually commandeer land, do whatever we need to do to get a median barrier in here to make this safer"?
As I say, we've been working in this stretch of road for 5 years. We have done quite a bit of that work already. We are already talking to the community about what we need to make this particular part of the road as safe as possible. That work is in progress. It's simply a process of time. And as I say, we've done quite a lot of that stretch of road. We know that the stretch near Ferguson Valley Road, where we've put the median barrier in, has been hit 40 times since December 2020. We know that all of those 40 crashes could have been a head-on collision.
Yeah.
And so all of those may have resulted in a death. So we know we are saving lives already. We know that more will save more, and that's why we're prioritising this particular piece of road.
Okay, one very quick question for you. 5 years ago, when the Labor government came in, National wanted to extend the expressway here so that this stretch of road would be covered by 4 lanes with barriers down the middle, and all of those crashes presumably would have been avoided had that happened. Where did that money go? What happened with that business case? Do you know?
Yes, so the business case has progressed. It got put on hold while we prioritised the work on this piece of road to make it safer. The decision was made that it will take a long time to put a 4-lane expressway in. The shorter term response that keeps people safe and saves lives was the more appropriate way to go, and that's what we're doing at the moment. At the same time,
well, you haven't been doing, with respect, you haven't been doing that great at saving lives, David. I think that's the point of our conversation.
Well, as I say, we know, for example, that the infrastructure we've put in place further south has been hit 40 times since December 2020, and that's 40 potential fatalities that we have saved.
All right.
So we know this works.
All right, David, I appreciate you coming on the program this morning. Thank you very much for taking the time, and best of luck with getting those upgrades, safety upgrades done that you are planning. Waka Kotahi Waikato Director of Regional Relationships, David Spears, with us this morning.